In this video, I'll be teaching you how to get out of every single rank in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, starting from Copper and going all the way up to Champion. As this is my first video and you probably don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I am an up-and-coming R6 content creator, and I started playing the game around a year ago, in summer of 2023. And in that short amount of time, I've managed to climb through every single rank of the game, from Copper to Champion. So I wanted to show you guys how I managed to climb my rank so fast. If we manage to hit 500 likes, I'll do a part 2. So let's start from Copper. In this rank, the most common mistake I saw when I was looking at my old gameplay was never aiming at head level and always aiming at body level. In Siege, a single headshot's an insta-kill, meaning that if you have good crosshair placement and you always hit their head, they can't shoot back at you. But where's the head level? I'm glad you asked, Lil Timmy. The head level is always the second buckle of a barricade. I'm going to swing in without moving my crosshair a single time vertically to show you how effective this is. As you can see, it fully lines up onto their head. The second mistake I made when I was in Copper was not using the right attachments and not using shooting range. Shooting range allows you to perfect your recoil and learn the right attachments. On guns with high horizontal recoil like Finka's LMG, you always want to use a compensator because it reduces the horizontal recoil. Guns that have a lot of vertical recoil but not a lot of horizontal, you always use flash hider on, for example like Twitch's F2. If you're stuck in bronze, there's probably two reasons. Your movement's bad and you have terrible game sense. To fix your movement is pretty easy, actually. All you gotta do is stop crouching around the map and stop full sprinting at the same time. Try to always stay ADS. The second reason you're likely stuck in this rank is because you have absolutely no idea what's going on. You have no idea what the common pushes are, you have no idea how to attack any map, you're just clueless all around. On defense, you probably just sit in sight all game long. So let's fix that. What I want you to do is you need to start roaming at least 2 rooms away from sight. This will help you understand what's going on around you because you'll be able to figure out where the enemies push from. On attack, I want you to start droning more. You probably just randomly get picked by a roamer and just call it bad luck or siege timing. That's not what it is. You're just not playing the game how it's meant to be played. Intel is the most important thing in this game. You're meant to be using teamwork and communication the entire time. If you don't, that's just setting yourself up for failure. If you're stuck in silver, my biggest piece of advice is starting to play arcade. You're stuck in this rank because you haven't fully learned the basics. So start playing arcade to get into more gunfights quickly. Arcade will allow you to challenge yourself too by playing multiple people from many different ranks at the same time. Sometimes if you get queued with really good players like Mingo in these clips, you can learn a lot from them. For example, the angles that they hold and how they swing. If you're stuck in this rank, chances are you have a very low KD because you have bad mechanics and bad gunplay. Arcade will do wonders for your KD because it will help you fix those issues, improve upon them, and while doing all those things, it'll also improve your crosshair placement, making it the perfect game mode if you want to get out of low elo. If you're stuck in gold, it just means that you haven't mastered the basic mechanics of the game yet. You likely still don't fully know maps well, your movement isn't good, and you don't fully know how to set up sight. To get out of this rank, my biggest tip is working on your game sense and your positioning. If you manage to master the basics of game sense and positioning, you'll be able to have a much easier time in gold. Your aim should already be decent by this level. And if it's not, start grinding arcade and shooting range. As I said earlier, playing arcade and shooting range will quickly develop your gun skill. If you're still stuck after all of that, you should also try to learn the basics of footwork in Siege. Because Siege isn't all about gunning. You need to know when to and when to not swing, because it could be the make or break for a round. At this point, start bringing operators that you really need. For example, if they have a thermite, make sure you always bring an operator with wall denial. If you're in platinum, it means that you've already mastered the core mechanics of the game. Learning advanced mechanics in this rank is what's going to give you the final push to make it into Emerald. I recommend learning quick peeking at this rank. What is quick peeking? Thank you for asking, Lil Timmy. Quick peeking is peeking an angle as fast as possible without exposing your body. There's 2 main ways to quick peek. The simplest way to quick peek is to ADS on a door and lean left or right depending on which door it is or the angle that you're trying to cover, and move left or right and back. It allows you to get intel when you don't have any drones, and it also allows you to win more gunfights because it makes you peek your body less. The second way to quick peek, which is the more advanced one, is leaning in the direction of the angle that you're trying to look at and then automatically moving in the opposite direction while moving backwards at the same time. This barely exposes your body, like for a fraction of a second. So if you're in platinum, work on your quick peeks. It's going to get you to Emerald. If you're stuck in Emerald, it means that you're pick and choosing your gunfights incorrectly. For example, you ego swing stuff when you shouldn't be swinging at all. Stop trying to entry frag and actually start playing for your team. Unless you're an X champ or an X diamond, you're not going to make it out this rank by solo queuing. So if you're not stacking already, try to look for people on either Xbox group posts or Discord servers. Another tip I recommend is to peek your angles one by one. I cannot stress how important this is. If you do this, you will never get caught lacking, bro. I'm telling you. If you're not doing this already, it's one of the biggest reasons you're not in Diamond yet. Now, the actual biggest reason you're not in Diamond yet is because you're not aware of your surroundings. This goes for both your team and the opposite team, because you need to understand what they're doing and being aware of what they're doing at all times, especially if you're solo queuing, because knowing what your team is holding and pushing will allow you to work in synergy with them. For example, if your teammates are pushing from Master Bedroom on Oregon, you can push from Attic to completely deny anyone playing on the head holes in Trophy. Working in synergy is going to give you that final push to make it into Diamond. Not only are you going to be able to boost your KD, but also your win-loss while climbing your ranks efficiently. In this rank, you should also learn how to refrag your teammates' dead bodies. Head count can often determine how a round's gonna go. If the enemies are up a body, they're going to play aggressive. If the enemies are down a body, they usually tend to play more passive. Once people get picks, they get greedy for more because they want to get that ace or that 3K or that 2K. So take advantage of it and be aggressive back to them. The last thing you need to master before you can actually make it into Diamond is default takes. In case you don't know what default takes are basically the most common and effective ways to take map control and bomb sites. If you and your stack do not know default takes and have no coordination in your pushes, you're going to lose, because in this rank, people will start stratting out. If you want to make it out of Diamond and into Champ, there's 3 different things you need to do. The first thing you're going to do is refine every single thing about your gunplay, whether it be crosshair placement, tracking, quick peeking your angles. If you want to make it into Champ, you need to refine your aim. Second, you're going to need to master refragging. I cannot stress this enough. Refragging is one of the most important things in this rank. You can get away with not refragging your teammates' bodies in lower ranks like Emerald, but you cannot get away with it in Diamond, because everyone has good aim, everyone has game sense, everyone knows what they're doing. So it's not going to be as easy to catch them off guard. The third and most important skill you need to refine is map control. The more rooms you have control over in the map is the more plays you can make. For example, on Villa, if you only have control of Study, you can only push from 2 places: the main breaches or the study door. Having limited map control makes your plays completely predictable, because these people are high ranked. They've been playing the game for a long time. They know what the common holds are. Instead of running default strats, try to think outside the box. Make your own strats or try to use Pro League strats too. If you're on console, I'd recommend watching Jinxie's Saturday Night Roller streams. They teach you a lot about different unique strats that people use in Pro League. If you want to climb numbers, consistency is key. You're going to need a 5-stack with crazy chem in order to climb numbers. Champ is filled with Cronuses and Matrixes, which makes it really hard to outgun people if you're a legit controller player. There's 3 main factors that are going to allow you to stay consistent in this rank. Number 1 is adapting to your opponent's play styles. If they're a really aggressive team, try to find a singular weak point on attack and then hard press that point. Once you aggress them back, play the head count if you have bodies, and switch your playstyle to passive. Another thing you should do on both attack and defense is to flush enemies out of their position and immediately act on that information. For example, say you're on Red Hatch in Cafe and your teammate has already opened up the cigar double wall, but there's a Kiba holding you by piano. You can have a teammate repel on the piano single window and flash it out, thus allowing you and Ace to fully take cigar while picking a zombie in the process. In that situation, because you decided to act off your teammate's flash, you took control of the most important area in all of 3rd floor. The last and final tip I have for Champ is to not chalk your mental. Believe it or not, your mental affects your gunning. If you have low confidence, you're probably not going to be swinging as much and not hitting as many shots. You're never going to win all your matches. Not even the best players in the game can do that. Just remember that you're going to lose matches. You're bound to lose matches. It's something that always happens. This was my first video. Let me know if you guys have like any advice for me in the comments, like for editing, how I scripted it, gameplay in the background, like any of that. I'm really like learning like as I go, like as I post. This is my first time ever taking content creation seriously and actually like trying to grow, so everything's a learning experience for me currently, you know. But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe and, you know, hit that like button. I'm trying to get affiliated, so please help me out. You know, I'm trying to make some money off of this. I'm trying to make a career off of this. So if you like this video, make sure to check out my other socials, especially my Twitch. I'm really trying to grow my Twitch out. That's about it. Peace, y'all.